everyone can become a toy designer nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, let's say there's a lot of people actually DM us. How do we start? I heard lah. I'm not sure how. I don't know how true is it.
Okay lah, maybe you're lucky enough. Of course, the first round, your friends, your family will support. Then you think you make it already.
The most important things I would like to tell any newcomer. Hey everyone, this is Michael Chua.
Hello, I'm Edward Low.
Welcome back to our channel, My Artist Story.
Yes, this is like what third.
This is the third episode. Yeah.
Somehow we managed to pull through. Third episode.
Look forward to complete the whole season. Huh? All right.
Okay.
So we will continue talk about like designer toy. This week actually is the Thailand Toy
Expo. Yeah, we are recording this on the week of Thailand Toy Expo. Probably I would say, biggest designer toy event in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. So and it also after the earthquake. So hope everyone is safe over there.
Like an earthquake in Myanmar a few days last week. So
yeah,
hope everyone is safe. Of course, we are at the formal stage now.
Yeah, I see
Four of us.
Okay, we didn't attend this year, and we saw a lot. Our friends also. There's a lot of friends posting a lot of their
At the airport, heading over to Bangkok, checking in, showing those Bangkok food.
Yeah,
And we listen to sing all the upcoming release for the show. So yeah, we're definitely at the formal stage right now. But it is what it is. We are here and we continue do what we can, and hopefully someday we can attend TTE again.
Yeah. It also help. It also remind us how we actually start to dive into, like, take part in toy event, and even before that, how do we start? Like, let's say there's a lot of people actually DM us all the time.
Yeah, it's a very common thing, especially after like we started My Toy Hot. There's like a community, and then when we attend event,
and even when we do some group show,
so there are people who actually realize that, oh, there's actually a group of Malaysian artists or designer doing toys, and often they will either approach us directly, or those who shy one, they will
DM us.
DM us at the end, just asking, interested to start.
Yeah,
and they will ask us how to start.
Yes, but the most question I got is that they will ask us like, where do we produce, and also like how much.
Yeah.
So normally when we told them like the amount, and also like the amount, basically is the amount, then they will like back off.
It's a big turn off lah.
Yeah.
Basically, once they found out the amount that required to start even a very small production, is like, forget it lah.
Yeah. So there's to most of the newcomers or even like students, we would like to also share like how do we actually start. So let's say when I'll share my experience on, let's say when I previously before I actually did Yurei Nakosama, I have another 2 series. Let's say the very first one, of course, it happens in 2002. Way back where there is no
30 over years ago.
There is no 3D modeling for toys.
I think toy is still not a common thing when it comes to merchandise for something, right?
At that time, most of the toys are hand sculpted. Let's say like the Michael Lau era. So everything is hand sculpted. So during that time, I have this toy figure called Loki.
Loki, yes.
For my comic series Genki.
Yeah.
Way many years ago.
I would say Loki, that figure, be it the original colorway or the black and white one, is definitely considered like the holy grail for most of the collectors in Malaysia.
I think so.
I think everyone who started collecting toys and then eventually found out like there's like a toy produced back in 2002. So
Yeah, 2002
like I would say like among the first vinyl toys
from
from Malaysia. So it's like whoever collectors, I mean, right now even we managed to see one in a very mean condition.
Yes.
From Napi, Shao Napi. So he
I
brought,
think he has few pieces,
yeah,
not just one.
I mean, that is the most complete one that we see. Even the booklet, stickers,
Yes,
everything
it
still
comes with a
intact.
box, a booklet,
Yeah.
and even the minifigures is also
Everything
included.
is very complete. I think he bought second hand. He very lucky. He
I
managed
think he
to
bought it from Hong Kong Carousel or something.
something like that for like what
Mm.
1,000 plus
1,000,
plus
I think
ringgit.
1,000 plus.
Yeah. So
Mm.
but I mean until now most of us still looking for it lah.
Even myself,
Yeah.
I don't have extra. I didn't buy extra to keep
Back then
to stock up.
not knowing what happened then.
Shit.
I think back in the days, a lot of people buy toys also play until everything loose.
Yeah. The one that I have is like it's like a little bit sticky, and then the paint is like a little bit like, yeah. So back then, the toy, I only did the sketch, which is only like the like usual the front parts, front view, side view, back view, things like that. Then the sketch sent to at that time I think is the manufacturer is from Hong Kong. So the visual sent over. Then there's one Sifu will in charge of the sculpting. And I heard lah, I'm not sure how, I don't know how true is it, but the sculptor that did the low key figure is actually daytime he do sculpting for those 神像
like those prayer, the temple god and the god, those god statue so he do that on daytime, but nighttime he do
do my character. That's what I heard. So I'm not sure how true it is, but yeah, he did a very good job.
but that one is hand sculpt.
Hand sculpt, it means there's
back then
I don't get to amend anything. So whenever I only get to see the picture, then it's straight away
finalized
and sent for manufacture at that time. So I will only see the real thing until when I receive the actual product.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that is kind of like a good experience.
That is like many 20 plus years ago lah. Then but that was, I mean, is of course not on your own funding. And
yeah, that one is like the publication, the local publication. So they wanted to dive into this toy design thing, and then they funded they invest on it. Of course, at that time the pricing is quite high. Let's say is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 290 ringgit Malaysia per piece.
That's the selling price.
Yes, if with that price you can get the full set of like the McFarlane Spawn figure. You can get the whole set, like 5 pieces.
So that was like the high end toy back then.
I would say because at that time when you produce any toy, the minimum order would be like 500 pieces.
Yeah, the MOQ definitely most of the time when back in the days is always a higher number,
because it's there's not much factory that's doing it. So it means that demand is not that high also.
Yeah.
So it's like minimum 500 pieces. So you can imagine like how much money that the publication actually
need
invest
to
into
invest.
it. Yeah. And at that time our pocket money doesn't have to do so much.
Yeah.
To
those who really buy definitely save quite a lot.
Yeah, even for myself, I would think it's very expensive also.
I think each figure can be like what, one set of full set
of your McFarlane,
your comic or whatever. I think can double up just to buy comic. I think the money is less than the.
I think you can actually buy maybe 20 set of my comics.
20 set.
Yeah. It's either you buy the 20 set comics or you buy one figure. So it's that expensive at that time. So so nowadays it become a rare item.
Yes.
Very rare, very rare. I can't find any like a very mean conditions for now, and also the price is quite high also.
Yeah.
But anyway, from there then let's come to the recent year. Things has changed so much that
Yes.
everyone can become a toy designer now.
Yeah. Internet changed the whole thing, whole game of information. When you can find whatever you need through internet, and then from there you just need to plan and how to carry on.
And especially when there's a 3D print, you can do it at home.
Yeah. Now
Things are way so easier.
way easier compared to last time. I mean, like for me, although I'm not, I mean, back only for 9 years when I get into this, and by the time I wanted to start to make my things, is basically just search where to buy. If I can, I mean, that time with the group and everything, I managed to get to know you guys, right? And then like for Jia Ying working in Singapore. So basically, I'm just asking like how he make, and then just buy paper clay from Art Friend.
Paper clay. Oh, you all
starting with paper clay, but then
yes. The cheapest material.
To hand sculpt, to try to make your own thing first.
Yes.
Turn whatever you draw into a character. I mean, back in the days, talking about 2017, 2018. So internet is already there.
Yep.
So material wise, technique wise, is like YouTube is there already. So it's getting easier compared to you, for you and the rest who started way earlier. Right.
So it's like you use paper clay to test it out, then only you upgrade yourself to other material.
I mean, that was of course the paper clay. There is a good and bad side lah. Good is like cheap, then the bad is especially when try to learn how to make my own mold and do casting with resin. So paper clay usually is very fragile. Basically, when you the master copy usually is destroyed by the time you pull it out from the mold. So that is when we start to look for other material. Of course, the professional one is like using what monster clay lah, sculpy lah.
Yeah, super sculpty.
Yeah, those super sculpty is like for us especially is what 50-60 ringgit for one piece. Very small amount.
Unless you are like the master of sculpting.
Yeah.
Like sculpting, like maybe like let's say Hot Toys head figure.
Yeah.
The face.
Yes. Then probably they are sponsored anyway. Or they get to buy all this material and claim from the company, but it's like for personal use. And for us still trying out, right, it's like Sculpey or Monster Clay, all this is really out from our range with the price point and everything. So of course we look for alternative, and the cheaper one is paper clay. Then down the road, of course, we found out like especially Malaysia side, we have epoxy putty that we can use that when fully hardened is very solid. Then most of us start switching to that material to make our own sculpt. I mean, that is basically how things change from the time it is.
I didn't know. At that time I didn't know epoxy putty, right?
Putty, yes.
Okay, it's actually like a two
part. Part A, part B, and basically you mix them together, and the chemical reaction by itself, it will turn hard within a few hours. So
normally it's to use to like fix the wall,
then
like the whole.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, the one that we have, we have friends from Taiwan or anywhere, they use epoxy also, but I think different manufacturing, so the cure time and the after end is different. But then for like what we have in Malaysia, somehow we managed to found the one is manufacturing in Malaysia.
Oh, is it?
The factory is just near Cheras area. So that's when, I mean, this one, of course, I will shout out to Mercedes Studio lah.
Yeah.
One. So basically he's very into hand sculpt.
Yes, he's I think is it the only one?
Not the only one, but
Oh yeah, no, not the only one, but he's one of
the regular
still insists of doing hands.
hand sculpt. Yeah, like when we talk about 3D, he's a bit reluctant to. Yeah, shout out to Mercedes Studio. So he's the one who found, like, he's trying to use this new material. Is quite reasonable price also.
Yes.
And then he just introduced to us, and most of us start to switch to order directly from factory and things like that. So yeah, epoxy is one of the things that most of us using right now lah.
Okay. So and then before we actually start doing like manufacture whatever, the most important things I would like to tell the any newcomer lah. The idea of design, the character is very important.
Yes.
It's not just like you draw a cute character, then you wanted it immediately to make into a toy figure.
I mean, right. that is like a very, of course, when we draw something or we have a idea, all of us will think this is the best idea in the whole world lah.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's like this thing confirm sell. Confirm okay, no problem.
Yeah,
very confident.
It's like when I start when I'm doing this Yurei Neko-sama, is a ghost cat. When I designed this, I also thought the same. This will be the best design in the whole world.
It's like,
then only when I attend the toy event, then only a friend of mine from Taiwan is like, he came up to me and say, why the hell you still doing cats? Do you realize that it's like
1 million cats characters?
So many cat design in this event?
Yeah, so it's like you that time you told us before, like there's like top 5 animals.
Yeah, there's like top 5 animals that if you design those animals, you have to really do a lot of homework.
Yeah.
Research also, so you won't crash with the idea. It's like, okay, the 5 animals will be definitely cat, dog, bear, rabbit, and maybe chicken.
Okay. Yeah,
it's just 5.
So it's like the most common. Basically, we of course we draw inspiration from around us, and I don't know, is it weird enough or just so happen majority of the artists or designer own cats?
Yeah.
So
like,
yeah,
most people have dogs.
Dogs or cats are. So especially when cat is like a main, like I think most of us, even you have like 3 cats. So of course draw inspiration from the own pets, and then when it turn into a character, you will think like, this is the best.
Yeah. But when you attend toy event, then only you realize there's so many cats.
Yes.
Design. So the only challenge that if you are choosing like these top 5 animals, you have to be very unique.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like you advised us before, so like it's best to have a backstory to support to the character of the cat or the toy itself. There must be some characteristic that stand out lah.
Yeah, it has to have characteristic, I would say, because a lot of people will ask you about the background story.
Yeah.
And then you don't have idea. It's like you're just saying that, because I designed it because I think it's cute.
It's cool. Then it's very hard to connect the people, like, I mean, to convince people like they want to spend money to
you still need a story to back up, I would say.
Support the whole thing lah.
Yes.
You can't just I like it, so I make it. Then okay lah, maybe you're lucky enough to, of course, the first round your friends, your family will support, then you think you make it already, but usually as the longer it goes, right, you realize the first round is nothing. You can't count that.
Judge it.
Yeah, you can't count those as your sales actually.
Yes, yes.
Especially the first round when you announce, of course, all your friends and families like, wow, nice, I must support you there. Then the next round you release something else, then are they still there? Or how many more will continue to buy?
Yeah.
Or like even they continue to buy, are they buy for the sake of buying or they really want to support? So that is something that need to put into consideration when comes to selling, and that one is later part lah.
Yeah. Let's talk about your the first character that you designed.
First toy. So basically, of course that time is nothing serious. Basically just when you found out you can actually make your own, then ask around, like ask Jiaying how to make, and then hand sculpt and try racing cars. So when I first really mass produce, I mean by mass produce is casting my own
Multiple
for
for
maybe 20-30 pieces on my own, just trying out. So the first one is back in 2019, is a year of pig. So I drawn.
Oh, that's your first piece.
I would say
the Pilong.
yeah, that,
sorry,
yeah.
that one.
So that one is like is a pig. So to name it, I like to play with words. So year of pig. Because year of pig, the initial is YOP, so I just call it Yop lah.
Oh, yup.
Yeah, just YOP, year of pig. So I just play around with the names and then cast it. And that time I'm not planning to do anything. But 2019 I went to attend Thailand Toy Expo as a visitor. So of course talk to a lot of artists and meet a lot of friends. Then like inspired lah. Wow, also want to try to do something
Something stupid.
yeah, I mean that time
So screen.
cast few pieces but didn't really serious. Then after go back from Bangkok trip, then try to I want to do something about this. Then have an idea like that time really decide like I'm going to release this.
Not the pig, but you have to choose another character.
No, I the pig that time not yet really published out. So I was like, okay, I go back. I need to do the pig because it's 2019 year of pig. So I mean, next year will be irrelevant already. So I must do it by this year. Then go back, start casting more, and then start planning, painting, and all this. Then come to a brilliant idea that time. Because I say, okay, pig is the number 12 zodiac in the whole zodiac.
Yes.
So I'm going to release this on December 12th of December at 12 p.m. I will launch this thing for order. I said, wow, brilliant idea. I'm going to do 12 only.
12.
12. Like, wow, number, everything all got meaning. Then I even go online buy the bamboo basket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Chinese thing that, they call it 聚龍入水.
You put money. Is it you put money into the?
Like I think a lot of money come in.
A lot of money coming in. Yes.
Then it's like basically that's how back in the days they transfer, I think, pig using that basket or something. I don't know. But I mean, I think of like packaging, everything, the date, everything sort out nicely. Then go out. Only friend buy, of course. I think only sold 4 or 5. I think
4 or 5 over
12.
12.
Imagine that time I casted, I think at least 30 pieces.
30 pieces. Okay.
I still have the blank one. I still have the blank one until now. I think another 10 pieces with me.
Right. It became a rare item right now.
I mean, it's quite amazing. That time is considered, definitely it's like a failure. But I mean, that time I have a daytime job and just doing this for fun, so it doesn't matter. And I didn't think it through like, I want to do this long term or anyway. So after that, I didn't really continue. Anyway, it's 2019. And I still remember in 2021 when I was leaving Singapore for good, I still have a few pieces I give out to my colleagues. Like a farewell gift. I still give them. I give you. Then magical things happen. In last year's Super Toy Fest, I actually have someone came with Yop Yop. He bought it and asked me to sign.
Wow.
Like that moment, I was shocked. I was like, I kind of recognize him, but it's like, I think we talked before on Facebook or something.
He supported you for the
First one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I actually did one off to give away at my toy hall. I think he bought from the winner. So he have two. Then he approached me. It's like, I mean, this character basically is just like a for fun kind of project.
Yes.
And never think it through. And I still have some. I plan to maybe release in the future since I still have some blank one.
Yeah, maybe 10 anniversary.
Yeah, but then it's quite a full circle. I mean that moment when he approached me after all the up and down, and I mean still fighting through, still hustling, but that moment when he approached and then he just like, oh, I have this, which can you sign for me? I thought okay, maybe he bought my bullshit or my doo-doo, you know.
Yeah.
Then when he take out, I recognize that basket. I was like, like, oh, cry. Yeah, what that time the moment, like,
So emotion.
not sure everyone around feel it, but for me personally, it's like, it's a special moment. It's not like a big deal, but that moment is like, wow.
I know how you feel.
Wow.
I know how
It's just different. It's just different.
That's the thing that keep you continue, keep you going.
That and many more things.
Mm.
One thing is crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, that was like, I think the first character that I made. And then,
But you started. I think you sculpted, right, in the
earlier stage. Yeah, it's all hand sculpted because 3D is not really my thing.
Mm.
And when I came back during the COVID period, of course we need to quarantine in hotel for 10 days. I bought the Nomad app for iPad. So I thought 10 days I should
pick up something.
pick up the skill within these 10 days. Then I spent 30 minutes sculpt
And
something.
then watch Netflix all the way.
Then turn, you can do 3D, you still turn on the screen, right? Turn 30 minutes or headache. Then I stop. Go back to hand sculpt first. So that was one thing. Then when I come back, the one that I want to launch is bullshit. So we are talking about 2 years later. So it's 2021. Yeah, 2021. 2019 I did the pig. Then 2020 I have a rat character, but that one is just really like a side project to the way I'm not serious, and I casted a few, but it doesn't make sense, so I just throw it, put one side. Then a lot of people think like, oh, this one must be your 12th Zodiac project. Because I did a pig and then I did a rat. Then next one is the cow. I mean, it's a bullshit, but yeah. So basically the whole, like, when I want to do this is when I decided to quit my job in Singapore and come back. So I need
So bullshit is a thing that is very, you take it serious. It means that it will be your one and only, and also like signature.
Yeah. So basically, like from Yop Yop onwards, I already sort of have this signature eyes for all my characters. So whatever I draw is always have these eyes.
The eyes like looking sideways.
So basically for mine because in 2019 somewhere I was stressed at work, and then I just draw myself to what Chinese says 看开点. Basically is to see things positively because it's a stressful work, stressful environment. So just tell myself to be open-minded and don't take it too seriously. So from then on, all my characters have these eyes. So the bullshit one is also one of the one that I drawn when I was working also. Of course, it's a stressful work. You know, working in service industry is like customers
cursing.
Yeah, every day. They complain whatever also complain, and not your fault also your fault, that kind of thing.
Okay, you transfer the energy
Yeah.
to making toys.
So this one is like the idea behind it is like, you get blame from things that you never do. Then after off the phone, it's like I just say all your bullshit Basically, I just say fuck your bullshit. So I just drawn this bullhead shit with a middle finger, and then I leave it.
The middle finger is the tail, right?
Middle finger is a tail, yeah. Basically, middle finger is a tail.
So it's actually like the head is the bull.
Bull, yeah.
Then the bottom is actually the shit.
And then
the
tail
tail sort of like a head.
yeah.
There's a middle
Middle
finger at the back.
So this is the idea, or I mean, this is the idea I have.
But
That, of course, that time never think like I'm gonna turn this into something. It's just an expression, and then I leave it. So when I decided to really want to come back Malaysia for good, that is when I start to look through. I need to have something to launch my brand. And then I was like looking back, and I thought I drawn many things, but like the bullshit one quite stand out. It's also at that point of time, it's like a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of things want to express. Then I search online. It's like, is there any bullshit toys in the market? I don't know why there's not.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of shit
Okay.
characters, a lot of shit.
There's no bull and shit.
Yeah, there's no bullshit.
Okay.
So I think this thing might work because like again, this must be the best idea lah. No one think of it because it's like bullshit is like a term that we always use, but no one want to turn it into a toy. So I said, okay, this is the best idea in the world.
Because when I saw your design, the first things that's the first question that I wanted to ask is, will it break during shipping? Because there's two horn,
and then
there's one tail at the back. The tail is not, it's like a very
very
small, very thin joint on the body. So the first thing that comes in my mind is like, you sure this won't break during shipping?
Of course, never think it through. Anyway, so this one is like when I have the idea to make it. So I commissioned Mercedes Studio.
Mercedes Studio again, yeah.
Say, can you help me to sculpt the master copy? Then his reply to me is, you cannot do me on your own. Since you already start sculpting also, why you don't want to do it on your own? So
pro do.
Yeah, that's my answer to it, because I really want to make this like a thing seriously already.
Yes.
I don't want to
like an amateur
it's
sculpting.
like, of course I can do, but it won't be, I don't think the result will be that
as good as
good. Yeah, correct. So I told him like, okay, help me to do, and then cast 30 pieces for me. So after I came back, I out from quarantine, then he finished everything, then I meet him to collect. Then I start planning. That time I came back March, I think by May or something, then everything done. So I start planning, start packaging, planning. That time I even bought those kitchen towel, those big roll of tissue.
Kitchen towel. Okay,
Like the tissue roll, but longer one. Then I asked my brother got some printing, so he got the empty tube. So he passed to me, and then I cut out. I make like tissue roll for packaging. Think again. I must do nicely packaging. Buy box, buy the tissue roll, go and do everything to match the theme.
Okay.
Then I did 20 pieces that time. Painting, first time trying airbrush, first time practicing all this, like everything I never tried before, because back then it just do very small run and then just for fun anyway. But this time it's like, make it or break it. So must make it seriously, right?
Well, there's a lot you invest, and like the casting fees and also the airbrush.
That time just back from Singapore, so okay, got some money. The conversion okay, still okay that time.
Okay.
Did 20 pieces, then took me 2 years to sell. Only 2 years ago, 2021. So 2023, I sold my last piece in Singapore. It's like a full circle for me. I leave Singapore for good and then start a project. Thought 20 pieces should be easy at that time. Still thinking like, oh, must do this, must easy. Right on the spot. That time when I do these 20 pieces, my original plan was to sell everything, sell 20 pieces, get the money, then put into mass production to factory to produce another maybe 100 pieces, and then like a long run already start planning. Okay, this is in the long run, everything I'm going to do 10 pieces, 20 pieces, like whatever color I have planned already. But luckily I didn't wait for the 20 pieces to sold out, because otherwise
you won't be here, I would say.
yeah, I won't. So I make a drastic decision, like a very crucial decision. That time, I have some saving from my work and everything. So before I even sell half of the 20 pieces bullshit I have, I throw quite a big chunk of money to factory to make 100 pieces blank bullshit for me. All in resin, of course. Vinyl is different cost. So luckily enough, after the COVID and everything, all the MOQ dropped.
Yep.
Basically, from factory, like last time back in the days, for Michael saying like 500 pieces is like minimum, then slowly become 300 also okay.
300, okay.
Then
100.
after COVID happened, a lot of factory closed down, this and that. Then start to can negotiate between 50 to 100 pieces also they will do. So I just, okay, go ahead and do 100 pieces blank one, because anyway I have plans to paint on my own with all the colorways in the future release. So yeah, throw out the money and then produce and start releasing different colorways. Still have many of them.
So this is also I would say it's a lesson. It's a good experience. When you start creating your toys. Other than is the best idea you have. The next thing you have to do is you have to like know your budget.
Yeah.
Like how much you have and what you are planning to do. And then I would think, and also secondly, not to like produce everything in a mass quantity. You can do in a smaller quantity. Like let's say nowadays you can 3D print the your design, then you can put in social media to test the market.
See the reaction.
See how's the response. Of course, most people will give you like and say, "Wow, this is very good."
Must buy. They confirm will buy. Then
when you start PO, when you start pre-order, you don't receive any order. Okay, so for that, I would say don't give up.
Yeah.
You can also join some smaller group show to see how's the audience respond to your design.
Yes.
If like let's say maybe there's only 2% collect it, then you maybe you improve on the design, or there's certainly there's 10 people want your work, then you can start to like, okay, this might be the right direction. Then you can slowly locate your fund to actually produce it in a bigger quantity. And then you also, let's say it's not that you only come up with only one original color.
Yeah, you need to be creative and plan ahead. Maybe if like event exclusive or something, maybe festival season, then you do something related to the festival. Like Valentine's Day is all pink color, I love and things like that. So need to think ahead and then plan according to what is happening in the market, and also the trending now, things that trending now, then maybe you can put it into your characters also.
Yes, that is very important there, because sometimes some toy designer, they only like produce one piece, then there's no further
continuous. I think as a collector, you have to think of someone who willing to support you long run. because like for collectors, sometimes it'll be like for me also. Sometimes like you see something very nice, then you support. I support an artist and then bought one toy.
Then
You are hoping for the next one,
yes,
and then gone.
yeah. So you have to like really plan like every 3 months you have something new at least.
Yeah,
But if you have it every month, then it will be better.
if you have the money, of course lah.
Yeah. That's why you need to like really planning. Like you didn't want the momentum to
Die down lah.
yeah.
You have to keep telling people you are still here, but unfortunately, I mean, most of the people who DM us ask us how to start or how to start to make toys. I think 90% of them we don't see them.
Yeah. And,
It's either they ask us after they short from the money part, or they maybe did one time do 10 pieces but nothing sell, and then they just like this is not for them, and then they just give up.
yeah, you have to keep consistent.
I think it's like sometimes it's like the way we answer, it seems like we are very lazy.
We are
Like don't want to, not willing, like
look down. We don't
look down.
like, we just
Basically our answer usually is just do it but it seems like a very boring answer, or like wow, you just tell me so easy, just do it. But true enough, because if I don't do it of course internet, there's a lot of information, you can ask around everyone to get information, but unless you really step into it, you wouldn't know the torturing part, all the downside of all these things, the pros and cons. You can really, you need to hands on to get into it to know what is really suitable for you.
Yeah, especially when there's some student actually send me their visual. Then I realized that some of the designs are way too complex, or maybe certain parts that the design is kind of like too thin that it will easily break.
Yeah.
So those are things that we have to really consider when we design the character. Let's say the pose, does it has a lot of articulation? Because the more articulation you have, the more expensive when you do casting. So things like that you have to really put into consideration.
Yeah.
But of course, this one is like you have to do one time. Then only you realize how
hard it is.
I
think that there's another way to really understand how the whole thing works, is to check out other people's design also.
Yes.
To
for
compare, because when we draw something, it's like the best thing in the world. You have a lot of things you want to include in your toys, but to make a 2D into a 3D things, there's a lot of things that you might want to sacrifice. Need to sacrifice basically the design to make it happen. Because of course when you talk about 3D print, it's possible, but the post-production is the one that you need to consider also.
Yes, during the casting
part, the paint part. It's like
let's dive into the casting part. I realized that there's a lot of design. It's the character's hand, the hand joint and the body joint, the hand joint to the body. Sometimes when they design it too, is one part is that they design it when we do casting, right? It's very hard it's very hard to pull it out.
Pull out from the mold, basically.
Pull out from the mold, yes. And another thing is there's also like I think that's the thing that you have to really consider. Like when you design, you have to really, if you have a friend that is doing casting, you can ask him like, if I have character like this, does it be very difficult to do casting? Because okay, even though sometimes when you successfully cast it out, you have to sand like mad.
Yes, a lot of I mean, best is to make sure all these things, as much as possible, all this part that make your post-production easier. So as much as possible, you need to adjust so your post-production will be easier, rather than you just make something and then later on you spend long hours just to get one piece done. Then to mass, you want to have a line of product, like let's say just do 10 pieces, you take you 3-4 months to complete. So by the time you finish everything, then you want to sell a price, you, even if you want to sell cheap, you doesn't justify your workload anymore.
And then your time,
Then your cost, your time, your so-called your own salary to make that 10 pieces doesn't justify anymore. Even if you sell, let's say you say, oh, it's like a first time doing, so you want to sell it cheap. Then once you sold, you get the money, then you don't know where to cover the time, cover your energy, your cost of all these things. Then I think most of the people just stop from then because of they don't see this is a long run thing. So yeah, so there's a lot of things need to consider before you go ahead to do something like that.
Yes, especially when it comes to casting, right? Other than what I say, like if you didn't manage well, you need to do like a lot of sanding on your figure. That it will take up a lot of time, and it's a very boring
process.
It's a very boring process. Then apart from that, it's like if you design the character, when you put it out from the mold, if you didn't put it nicely, it will actually spoil the mold.
Yeah.
Then you have to redo the whole thing again,
which is add on to your cost.
Let's say your character has a lot of like very pointy parts. That will definitely is one of the challenging when you do casting. Yeah. So there's a lot of things you have to really consider.
If you look into the toy scene, you will realize most of the character hand is next to the body.
Yeah, the most boring
is like, but that is the most safest way to produce toy like that.
Yes.
So maybe 2 parts is just the head and the body. So everything, the head is just stick to the body, and then the head you can turn around. That's it. So it's boring, but it's the most, I would say,
the most
budget,
and also the
higher successful rate to produce that.
Yes. And then another thing that you guys have to like really consider is that when the character stand, does it stand still? Or because the head is too heavy, it will actually fall.
Swinging.
Yeah. So that is also another thing that you have to really consider the balance.
Yeah.
When the characters are standing.
And then like with a tail, some will smart enough to make the tail as a third leg.
Yeah, but not every character have third legs.
Not every character have that. Then like for like Michael mentioned just now, like my bullshit just now, is like the tail is one more, the horn too is one more. So there's total 5 parts. Of course, after complete, I will the horn will definitely secure the head, but the tail is removable. So shipping side is more secure, more better that way.
Yes.
Of course, all this is like you just need to try and error, and then do more research and understand the whole things, how things work lah. So once you step into it, like us, every time we see toys, we don't just see the design. We'll look into like, oh, this one must be separate.
If we got the vinyl, we will smell it first.
We'll smell the vinyl.
So we will see whether it's a good material or not. But when we have like other resin, then we will start to know. We'll start to check
like how many parts, how they do the mold, how like it's like become like a working habit.
Yeah.
We will check it. Even like we say we buy blind box or whatever, right? It's a mass production thing, but when we look into it, we will see very like this thing must be difficult.
Especially when it comes to like transparent parts.
Yeah, because transparent part, always there will be bubbles. So the lesser bubble, then it's like, wow, this one must be
this is master level. Then we will actually put it under the light
to see
how clear it is.
Yes. It's like a habit for us to pick all these, like we like on first episode when I say like, oh, this designer toy costs like $30-$60, but doesn't make sense. But once you get into it, I think $100-$200 you also can justify the price.
Yeah.
Once you know the process of how difficult it is to make a toy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So casting, one thing, you of course, if you have the budget, just pay someone else to do it.
If you have the budget,
It will cut you a lot of trouble. Of course, the back and forth will be difficult.
yes,
The
especially
communication,
and especially when you do sanding, you really need a space that you really it's not like next to your bed.
yeah,
It has to you have really need a space that is
good
visible.
ventilation, and then a lot of things to consider, lah, basically.
Okay, what we've been talking about is just like the very basic idea from like ideas,
Concept,
budget,
yeah.
sculpting, and to casting.
Like a lot of people ask us this question, lah, how to start, where to find material, all
We
this.
really don't know how to answer them.
Yeah, I mean, internet is there, lah. Compared to last time, you really ask around. Maybe you need to buy material from overseas. But right now, if you want to do resin, you can go online and then just buy some cheap one to try first. Of course, if you want the proper one, you buy the vacuum chamber or the compressor, this kind of thing. That one is the next level, lah. Of course, if you don't want to spend all this money, you don't want to experience it yourself, you want to let someone else do it, there's always other material, other way to do it. Like we mentioned, 3D print is something now.
Yep.
It's very common. Although in the big market, 3D print is still most collectors still reluctant to buy 3D printed stuff.
Yeah, they still prefer resin.
Resin or vinyl. So for most, because 3D print is still basically is for prototype only. So it's basically you print out a master copy or then you see where you want to change, then you adjust and finalize it, then you use it to do a master copy, and then of course do vinyl or do resin. But like we say before, now everything is possible with 3D print. If you don't want to do a mass production, you want to just print it out to test the market, you can still do it. There's no right or wrong. Now it's no right or wrong.
So when the time you have it, you make your toys into resin or vinyl, it means that there's demand for your design. Yeah. So of course, 3D print will be as I would say is a prototype and also maybe like the first batch.
Yeah.
You tested out for the market.
Or you just want to do a very small run one time only, then you just print.
Yeah.
It's always right now that there is no, how to say, there's nothing to stop you from making your own toys anymore.
Yes, you can self-learn 3D.
Yeah, you can learn 3D now. App is everywhere. iPad you can do it. You not necessarily back then you must use ZBrush on computer, and it's
that one is hard.
It's cost the ZBrush is cost what, $400 USD or something for that software. Now Nomad, you can iPad, then Nomad is one time lifetime payment, $90 or 70 ringgit or something like that. One time. Then you can use forever, and then they keep updating the software to make it better. So 3D is one thing. You can learn, you can draw, you can hand sculpt with clay, you can do with woods. There's another one. You can carve with wood, and then you can resin, you can do soft vinyl. Some even do cloth. We have friends who use cloth, and then you can use what else? Paper. There's a lot of way there's no restriction on the toys. Of course,
there's wood also.
Wood, yeah, wood is one thing. Then of course, the most common material is resin and vinyl. So that one is more on the mass production one. Then the more crafty, more art side one, then you can use all these other material to do. And then information, YouTube, basically everywhere. You can ask around. And of course, we still receive DM for those who too lazy to find.
You can listen to this podcast 100 times, many times. Then hopefully you learn something.
I mean the don't be scared. Don't feel scared when you heard the amount that we need to use to produce. Like I just throw it out there. Back back in 2021 to produce 100 blank bullshit with 5 parts. It cost me, include shipping and everything, almost 8,000.
8,000.
7,000 plus, almost close to 8,000 ringgit.
That's a gamble. Huh?
That is 2021.
Mm-mm.
Now I don't know lah.
I think should be slightly lower because you have 5 parts.
Yeah, 5 parts. So
that's the thing you have to like consider. Less parts,
then it's cheaper.
it's cheaper.
Depends on the design.
Yes.
Like, okay, there's a lot of people always ask us like, how much do you think I need to spend on a toy? So
it's really rely on. It really depends on your idea.
So it seems like, you know, client ask you how much, what's the quotation? That I want to see the design first.
Yeah, you have to brief us first.
I need to know the detail. Like, okay, a lot of things will affect the cost. Like we mentioned before, the parts. How many parts you want to, like how detailed. Size is one thing. Quantity is one thing.
Yes.
Of course, the more you make, the cheaper it goes.
Yes.
But the lesser it goes, I mean, the more is one cost, and then the production is one cost. The shipping one cost.
Here, shipping.
Like resin to ship here is heavy because resin itself is solid.
Yep.
And then if you want to
ship out also
problem, then breakage lah, packaging lah. Yeah, that's a lot to consider. Again, like depends on your budget lor. Depends on your budget and how committed you want to. I think last time we did a sharing session, someone asked us like, what are the requirements to start making toys? I think other than the idea, your budget is the passion. I think,
and also start buying some toy first.
Yeah, start buying toys to research and support the market.
Yes.
But another one is like the passion. You need to have a very strong passion in this, and I would want to say like making money shouldn't be your number one priority. To earn back the money is definitely not. I mean, we always joke about this, but it's actually the fact. If you want to earn money, don't do toys.
True.
You're just burning money, and then
you really need a lot of patience because it's not just like the design these pieces and next you're gonna get the final thing.
No, it's not like you have an idea, you release this design or something, and then Pop Mart will come and sign you, and then whoa, you're famous. It's not like that. It's not like that.
It takes a very long period of time to develop it and also to promote it.
I mean, the best example we always have is even Kenny Wong with Molly also took 10 years to be where he is right now. So you have the best idea. So what? It's a reality lah. You just have to face it, and you just have to do it to know what is happening lah.
Okay. So I think we will stop here. Then we will continue this topic to second part. We will talk about like the paint job, the packaging.
At this point of time, you must be thinking like we tell you don't do it lah. Like a very demotivating episode, but it's just a reality. It's just really a reality check to like see where you are and see what you really want to do.
You have to love it until like no one can actually stop you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at us. You've been doing this for how many years? I've been doing this for 4-5 years. Yeah, 4-5 years. I mean, all out is 3 years, 4 years. We're still running, and then we still find way to continue to improve it, to improve our things, and then to join shows, to make connection, make friends. I mean, we right now even do a podcast.
Yeah.
If we don't have the passion, don't have the love for this thing, I think you just buy toys. That's it.
Yeah. Just be a collector.
Just be a collector. Easier that way.
Easier. Definitely easier.
And also helping the economy.
Yes. We need more collector.
But otherwise, I mean, if you're really into it, I mean, of course, you can still message us. We are not like gatekeeping all the information we have. I mean,
No, the information is out there.
we are willing to share all the information out because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit the community. It's going to benefit the whole toy scene.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. So yeah, we are here at the end of this episode.
Okay.
We might be just mumbling a lot of things. Hopefully, some things will be useful for you.
And we will see you start design your own character.
Yeah,
Right.
character, and then DM us lah. We might not be the best person to approach, but hopefully we can help you some way or another, or guide you to the right people to do this thing lah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Yep.
thank you for another episode.
Okay.
Buy our magazine.
Yep.
You can see here. Buy our magazine and then support us, follow us or whatever. So yeah, take care.
Like, share,
Like, share, subscribe,
subscribe.
follow.
Okay.
Yes.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
Peace out.